what's up? Last week there was a game between the Angels and the Rangers, and there was a first and third play that got kind of confusing. So I wanted to kind of go over how we defend the first and third play. There's a couple different things that can happen, whether it's an early steal where the man on first is going to steal early, he's going to leave and hope that you either balk, or that if you do step off, that you might forget to check the man at third. There's a lot of different things that could happen, and they're just trying to steal a run. In the example that we have here, the man on first actually is trying to steal, and the pitcher does a third to first move and catches him in between, and then a rundown ensues. And there's a few things that happen that probably could have happened a little bit better, so I want to go over them, kind of explain how you should run the first and third play, just a couple of checkpoints to make sure you go through them. If you do them all correctly, usually you'll be able to get it out and not let that man score from third base. Every now and then it gets confusing, and they might be able to steal a run, especially at a younger level. Usually at the major league level, they'll defend this very well. It doesn't happen a real lot, excuse me, because coaches and the runners know. Fielders have seen it a lot. They're older, they're experienced, and they're going to make the play more times than not. At a younger level, especially at 13 years old, when you move on to the big diamond for the first time, this play is going to be run a lot. And some coaches will run it 3-4 times a game. Anytime they get men on first and third, they're going to try to do something to steal that run. So let's make sure we go over it, we're prepared, we're ready. It's something that you got to practice in practice. Coaches should be practicing just to make sure that they have everything covered, so players don't get out there and see it for the first time in the game and either balk or let them steal an easy run, or even throw a ball away, and that can lead to a big inning. So I'll show you what happened last week, and then I'll kind of break it down, show you how it should be run, and the best way to go about getting that guy out and keeping that runner on third base from scoring. So let's check it out. So here's another angle of the play. We're going to slow it down a little bit so we can talk more about how you defend a first and third play. There's two different things that could happen here. In this case, it's a third to first move where the man on first is stealing, so we're going to get him in a rundown. But at a lot of younger levels, what you'll see is a team's trying to steal a run in a close ball game. They might take off early, and in that case, we're going to step off the back of the rubber. And in both plays, we're going to kind of do the same thing, only that case, it's going to be step off the back of the rubber and then do these things. So first thing you want to do is check the runner at third. It's a little bit tougher in this play because the guy's going and the pitcher gets all excited right here because he sees he hasn't picked off. But once you're going to get this guy in a rundown and you know you've got him in a rundown, he's trapped, you want to check the man on third, make sure he's not breaking for home. Once you check him, he's going to move back to third base. And from that point, now we focus our attention on the guy at second. The second thing we want to do, and we try not to make fun of pitchers, but pitchers are not meant to run around the infield with the ball. That's what position players are taught. That's what we practice all day long as position players, to handle the ball and the bases. So first thing is for a pitcher is get the ball out of your hand and get it to an infielder. You don't want to be caught running around out there because you're not used to it. You don't practice it that much. What you like to do is, it depends on how the fielders are set up, but typically the second baseman is going to cut in front because he's got a better view of the man at third. Everything's in front of him as he's moving. So the second baseman will cut out in front, and right here, after you've checked the man on third, you should give the ball up to him. Let him handle it. He's got a better view because the more you run as a pitcher this way, your back is to the play. And if he takes off on you, now you've got to turn and make a throw that you're not used to doing. So here he checks him again, but now once he sees he's there, instead of giving the ball up, he decides to hold it. Now a couple of things that could have happened here. The shortstop kind of steps in front, but one of the big things is you want to close the gap. So as a fielder, you want to get closer to that man at second, the runner between first and second, so that it could be a quick throw and tag, or if you do get the ball, now you've got a shorter distance to chase him down, and we're not playing pickle with him. You can see where pitcher kind of gets caught in no man's land right here, back to the runner. Now the runner can start to shuffle, get down further and further,
And as a base runner, you're taught once you see ball in the air, where he's going to see right here as a pitcher. Now he's really caught. You can see how far off he is at third, but pitcher can't see him because his back's to him, and he's playing. He's playing tag with the guy instead of giving it up to a second baseman or a shortstop. And then once the guy on third sees ball in the air right here, he takes off, and by the time the ball's caught, transferred, and thrown, just too much time. Guy's going to beat it out. So those are a few things you want to do in this play. Step off, check the runner at third, freeze him, turn, give the ball up to one of your middle infielders, let them handle the ball. Then you're going to chase the guy back to first base, and he's going to have a good sight on the guy at third. Third baseman yells 4 when he sees him break, and now it's a quick turn and throw, and you got him.